have my 3 names done. Now, I cut them out, and I cut mine using straight lines. Could I make the bubble lines going across? Sure, I could. In fact, I might want to do that. I have mine smeared a little bit right here when I was writing, so I could take and I could cut a little bit of that off, not all of it. Also, if I look at this one, spacing wise, I have a smaller amount up here than down here. These look pretty even, so I'd probably take this, and you could use a ruler, probably a better idea, and cut off part of this. We'll see how I can do. Okay, so we have our 3 names. Now, what we need to do is talk about some of the principles of design and some elements of art. First of all, we want to talk about contrast. So I'm going to glue these down to a background color. Now, let's say I choose gray. If we set these down on the gray, is there a lot of contrast? Is there a lot of difference between the gray and the white of the paper? Not as much as I would hope. The gray kind of just disappears. So that I don't like for contrast. Contrast, I would want a darker color. Now, green would work, and green would actually bring out the green in these. That might be a good idea. Purple would work for these two. Ultimately, I chose black because I think it picks up on the black, but as long as there's a contrast, you can do whatever you would like. Now, if I have black, now we're talking placement. How would you place these on here? They don't really fit. If I turn it this direction, they do fit. There's not a lot of space between them. So I can choose to use this, or I can, let me take this off for a second. I can choose 2 pieces of black paper, and I could tape them together. The tape would need to be on the back side, but I could tape this to make it a little bit bigger, and I could have more space. Okay, it's up to you. Both would work. I kind of like it like this. Now, I need to decide where to place these. So thinking about this, I could place them all on this edge if I wanted to. Okay, but I think that looks a little odd for me. I do not like, I'm gonna need to turn my camera on just a little bit. I do not like how it touches the edge. So instead, I would want to, I like them centered a little bit more, but you can choose what you want. It just depends. What you don't want to do is you don't want to just throw them down however you want. Now, could you angle them? Sure, you could do that too. Whatever is aesthetically pleasing would be fine. There's a lot of different ways to align them. Just remember, spacing, the negative space is important. So I wouldn't want to do one really close and one really far up, because that proximity just doesn't work. So make sure you space them accordingly. Now I could put these a little bit closer together. Would I want to leave this black at the bottom? No, I could take and I could glue these down with a glue stick or tape, and then I could cut off so I have an even amount going around the outside. So really your goal is to make this look aesthetically pleasing. Another thing you could do is you don't just have to put it on black. If I want extra colors, I could take and I would need to get a bigger piece of green. I could glue this first to a green piece of paper, cut it here so it has a little bit of a green frame, and then put it on the black frame too. That would really give it an extra little pop of color. So it's your decisions as long as it looks aesthetically pleasing. Have fun.